Hello friends, and welcome back to the Mothership. Now I'm a huge fan of chicken wings, and I'm always looking for another way to make them. I've done air fryers, I've done pellet smokers, I've done actual fryers, I've done just about everything. But what I haven't done yet is use something called the Vortex. Now if you're a big fan of the internet, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is one of the most popular products for the Weber Kettle. If you search what are the best accessories for the Weber Kettle, this little thing is a little piece of steel that's basically just a cone. They retail for less than 50 bucks. And the way you use it, you basically just put your coals into the center and it forces your heat to go directly up. That way your wings don't get direct heat on them, but they get really, really hot and they get nice and crispy. You can also flip it over, put a whole chicken in there. Some people put coals around the side, do the snake method. There are a bunch of different things you can do, but primarily I'm looking to make wings out of this sucker. So that is exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to take my S&S insert out. We're going to put this in. We're going to use it as directed and see just how good we can get some chicken wings. Sound good? Let's get started. Now my first step in making chicken wings is to wet brine, which means I started last night. I took my chicken wings that were nice and defrosted, I put them into a bowl, and I filled that bowl with my wet brine solution, which in my case is just a cup of water to 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. Now I left these in there for about 18 hours, 12 hours works fine, but what I want to do now is I want to take them out, pat them dry, and then I'm going to put them onto a wire rack in my fridge. That's going to continue to dry moisture out of them because we want them nice and dry before they go into your grill, your fryer, whatever it is. If you want crispy skin, you want to start from a dry place. So I'm going to take these out into the fridge. We'll come back when it's time to put our rub on. Okay, let's get the kettle set up. As you can see, I've taken out my S&S grates. Man, everything out here could use a good cleaning. But I'm going to put our Vortex right in the center like so. Then I'm going to take my original Weber grates. Now I have the Master Touch, so mine comes with the, I don't remember what this thing is called, system of some sort, which has the hole cut out in the middle. If you just have the regular grates, you can absolutely just put it in, put your coals on, then put your grates back on top. This will just make it easier to top it off if I want. What I'm going to do, when I actually light this sucker, I'm going to take a whole chimney full of charcoal, pour it right in here, and then you could just put your wings around, you know, the sides here, and then just close the top and let it run. What you could also do is you could take your the insert, the little circular piece, and use this to put some extra wood on there. That'll start to smolder and that'll give you some smoke if you want. Obviously not necessary. But this at this point looks ready to go. And I think it's time to get our chicken wings all rubbed down and ready to throw on here. It is astounding at how clean this is versus the rest of the grill. You can tell I didn't use these Weber grates, but looks good. I'm excited to see how this works, guys. Alright, my little chicken wingies are nice and dry. They sat in the fridge like this for about 3 hours. Everything looks great. Now it's time to get some rub on them. At this point you can really do whatever rub you want. But what I like to do is I like to give them a dash of olive oil, coat them all over. If you want to throw them into a bowl, that probably works best. I'm just going to give them a nice drizzle here. And then use my gloved hands to just wrap it all over. Doesn't need to be super precise. Just trying to get a nice coating. The olive oil is going to allow it to crisp up a bit more and also give you something to adhere to when you put your rub on. Now, if you went ahead and wet brined your chicken like I did, you want to put a rub on that has no salt because that wet brine has a whole bunch of salt in it and it's already nice and infused into our chicken wings. So that kind of lends itself to use either salt-free or make your own. Personally, I'm going to use my UFOBBQ Crop Circle Honey Barbecue Rub, which is a really good chicken rub, and I use it quite often on chicken, to be completely honest. I will have the entire instructions down below. It's very easy to make, and it's delightfully good. If you want a little spice on there, add some chili powder. But I'm just going to coat everything down, flip them over, and do the same to the other side. Now with these all rubbed down, I'm going to put this entire tray back into the fridge, and it's time to get the Vortex nice and roasty toasty, so let's go outside and get that going. If you are following along at home, I have basically an entire chimney full of Kingsford briquettes, just the regular stuff. And I'm going to light 2 of these little fire starters and then just put our chimney on top. We're going to let this go until these are nice and ashed over. And we'll come back and we'll put them into the Vortex. Alright, these are rip-roaring. Let's toss them into the Vortex. Oh boy. Since this is a new piece of steel that's going into my grill and I'm going to be eating the fire that comes out of it, I'm just going to let this run for a bit, burn off any shenanigans, give it about 15 minutes, get it nice and hot, then we'll come back and we'll put the chicken wings on, and then we'll see what happens on the other side. It's about 20 minutes. It's really nice and hot. I'm gonna toss our chicken wings on. The thermometer on the top of my grill is showing about 500 degrees, so these are definitely nice and hot. And then for good measure, I'm also going to toss some corn on the cob on, because why not? All right. I'm looking about 45 minutes, I think, for these. I'm going to probably flip them maybe in 25 minutes. We'll see how they're looking then. Oh, I almost forgot. I want to get some smoke on these bad boys. I'm also going to put this back on. And I'm going to put a piece of wood on to just smolder a bit. "22 minutes in, I'm going to give all of these a nice little flip. Everything smells great. They look like they're cooking along pretty darn well. The temperature reading on the top of my grill is showing between 450 and 500, so this is a nice roasty, toasty grill. As you can see, the little piece of wood I put in the middle is definitely smoldering, so we're getting some smoke on here. All right, let's close it up and let it run for another 25 minutes, see where we are. Okay, we're a little over 50 minutes. I'm gonna pull these off. Everything looks really good. Looks nice and toasty. I'm gonna throw these on my plate and we're gonna take them inside and see how we did. If you are looking for a little more crispiness, you could absolutely put it over top of the Vortex. That will definitely give it a little blast of heat and crisp up anything further if it's not up to your snuff of crispiness, but I think these are gonna be fine. And you can see this piece of wood, it's just smoldered down. So we got a lot of smoke on these wingies. I'm excited to see how we did, guys. Let's take them inside, let them cool off a bit, and we'll give it a nice taste test. Now these wings have cooled off enough for us to check them out, guys. This is what we're working with. I didn't do a ton of wings. It's about 1.25 pounds. It's only the two of us eating tonight, so we don't need a ton. But this is basically what we're working with. It's a really good looking wing. It does look very crispy. I was a little concerned because I was thinking it was just gonna be like just grilling it, but we'll see how we did. I'm gonna take out the bone. That is perfectly cooked. And I'm gonna add a little bit of ranch because I'm a heathen. And let's see how we did. Now that is not a burned wing. That is a very good wing. Honestly, I was expecting it to not be as crispy as it is. I kind of figured this was more of a gimmick, but I am kind of astonished, to be completely honest. For 30 bucks, that little piece of metal actually really did distribute the heat perfectly around the exterior of the grill. And these chicken wings are actually a lot better than I've done just throwing them over top of the fire. I'm a little astounded here, guys. Do I recommend this? I think so, especially if you can find it on sale. This is not a bad way to do chicken. I'm very curious now to do thighs and other types of pieces of chicken on this thing. And they have a way to turn it upside down, do like a beer can in there. And I'm probably gonna give that a try in the future. All that being said, guys, if you got something out of this video and you enjoyed this, I do not have a link for you guys to get a discount. I'm sorry, just don't have that kind of pull. But if you do plan to buy this, I do have a link down below to Amazon. If you buy it through there, it'll cost you nothing extra, but it'll force Amazon to give me a nice kickback, which is super awesome. Guys, I think this is worth it. Honestly, for about 30 bucks, I think this is a great way to turn your Weber Kettle into a way to cook wings pretty systematically to always get the right consistency you're looking for. And if you want a little bit extra char on top of that, you can always throw it on top of the Vortex itself. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed doing this. I'm going to hook some more rings on here. I'm going to do different types of meat. But most importantly, guys, cook something fantastic. And I will see you on the next UFO barbecue. Bye-bye.